What if I told you South America hides a river hot enough to cook anything that falls into it, mountains colored like rainbows, deserts to dry for life, and even storms that strike the same lake hundreds of times every single night? The truth is, South America isn't just a continent, as a collection of some of the most extreme places anywhere on Earth. Today we going on a journey through 30 unbelievable facts that prove nature still has secrets modern science can barely explain. Let's begin. Deep inside the Peruvian Amazon flows a strange river known locally as Xanatimpixco, the River of Heat. Its waters are heated from the Earth's crust and reach temperatures close to boiling. Animals that fall in don't survive. What makes it mysterious is that no volcano exists anywhere near it. Scientists believe underground geothermal heat escapes through cracks and turns this river into a natural furnace hidden within the rainforest. In northern Venezuela rises one of the most astonishing landforms on the planet, Mount Roraima, a flat-topped plateau that looks like it was cut by a giant sword. Its cliffs rise vertically more than 1,000 feet, and the summit is almost completely isolated from the world below. Plants and creatures here evolved separately for millions of years, making the mountain feel like a forgotten world floating above the clouds. A little farther west, deep in the jungle of Venezuela, water falls from a sandstone wall more than 3,000 feet high. This is Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall known on Earth. The water is pushed by gravity for so long that much of it evaporates before reaching the ground, creating floating clouds that wrap the cliffs like something out of a dream. High in the Peruvian Andes sits La Rinconada, a settlement built near gold mines at a staggering 5,000 meters above sea level. Daily life here takes place with barely enough oxygen to breathe. Travelers often become sick after only a few hours. But thousands of people call this extreme place home year-round. And then there's the Amazon River itself, so enormous that when it meets the Atlantic Ocean, its freshwater continues for more than 100 kilometers across the sea. Astronauts in space can actually see the plume of freshwater stretching far into the ocean, like a gigantic liquid highway. Across Chile stretches the Atacama Desert, one of the driest landscapes ever recorded. Some areas have gone centuries with no measurable rain. NASA sends equipment here for testing because the soil is so similar to the surface of Mars. But on rare El Niño years, rain suddenly awakens seeds buried deep beneath the sand, turning this lifeless desert into a colorful field of wildflowers. Moving north into Colombia, an enormous valley hides the tallest palm trees on Earth, soaring more than 60 meters into the sky. The wax palms of Cocora grow like skyscrapers surrounded by green mountains, creating a landscape that doesn't seem real. In Argentina, an enormous glacier named Perito Moreno moves forward instead of shrinking, one of the only major glaciers on Earth still advancing. Massive chunks regularly break off, collapsing into turquoise water with explosions that echo through the mountains, stretching thousands of kilometers from Venezuela to Chile. The Andes Mountains form the longest continental mountain system on Earth. They contain ice-covered peaks, smoking volcanoes, forgotten Inca cities, and environments so extreme humans can barely survive. Mount Aconcagua rises higher than any other mountain outside Asia, touching nearly 23,000 feet. During the wet season, heavy rainfall in the Andes causes the Amazon River to reverse direction, forcing water upstream and flooding forests the size of entire nations. In these months, trees become part of a submerged world, and fish swim through what used to be jungle floor. Across Bolivia lies Salar de Uyuni, a massive salt flat stretching farther than the eye can see. When light rain falls, the surface transforms into the world's largest natural mirror. The reflection is so perfect that satellites use it to calibrate scientific instruments. In Brazil and Peru, pink river dolphins swim in muddy waters. Their unusual color comes from blood vessels close to the surface of their skin. Local legends tell that these dolphins transform into humans at night and walk among villages, creating myths that have survived for centuries. Chile sits on one of Earth's most active geological zones. In 1960, the country experienced the strongest earthquake ever measured, magnitude 9.5 event so powerful that it affected the entire rotation of the Earth, shortening the length of a day by tiny fractions of a second. In southern Chile, a volcano known as Villarrica contains glowing lava permanently visible inside its crater. On dark, clear nights, the red glow reflects on surrounding clouds like a burning lighthouse, signaling across the Andes. Hidden in Brazil stands an enormous underground basin filled with water so transparent that you can see the bottom almost 60 meters below. Sunlight enters through cracks and transforms the entire pool into an intense blue chamber, as if the earth itself were filled with liquid sapphire. Far out in the Pacific, the Galapagos Islands rise from underwater volcanoes still forming today. Each eruption adds new land to this remarkable archipelago, where animals evolved without predators. Here you can find marine iguanas that dive for algae, giant tortoises older than countries, and birds with blue feet dancing across black lava fields. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon exists a strange modern city named Iquitos. Despite housing more than 500,000 people, it has no road connecting it to the rest of the world. Everything arrives by boat or plane making this the largest isolated city on Earth. In Venezuela, Lake Maracaibo experiences lightning storms up to several hundred nights every year. Electric flashes strike continuously, sometimes dozens of times per minute. For centuries, sailors navigated at night using this endless lightning as a natural lighthouse. In the high Andes, Lake Titicaca sits more than 12,000 feet above sea level, making it the highest navigable lake on Earth. Indigenous people, known as the Euros, have built floating islands made entirely of reeds, continuously rebuilding them as the plants rot away beneath their feet. Before the pyramids of Egypt ever existed, ancient cultures in northern Chile were already preserving their dead. The Chinchorro mummies are more than 7,000 years old, making them the oldest intentionally preserved human remains ever discovered. Not far from Machu Picchu lies an astonishing mountain covered with bands of bright color, known as Rainbow Mountain. Its stripes formed from minerals exposed by melting snow only a few decades ago. Today, it looks like a natural painting on the roof of the world. In the middle of Brazil lies the Pantanal, the largest tropical wetland anywhere on Earth. During rainy season, this region floods into an endless shimmering plain filled with giant otters, jaguars, capybaras, and thousands of birds that migrate from across the world. Near the aisa desert of Peru, dunes sometimes produce a strange musical vibration known as singing sand. As grains slide down steep slopes, a low humming sound echoes across the desert like distant thunder, an ancient mystery that early civilizations believed came from spirits beneath the sand. South America is also home to the world's largest rodent, the capybara. These gentle animals live peacefully near rivers, sometimes in groups so calm that birds perch comfortably on their backs. Every year in the Amazon basin, massive rainfall transforms forests into underwater kingdoms. Tree trunks disappear beneath flowing rivers, pink dolphins swim through branches, and entire animals migrate vertically, climbing higher up trees as water levels rise. In Ecuador, the Cotopaxi volcano stands like a perfect cone painted in snow. Its eruptions have transformed landscapes and influenced civilizations for centuries. Despite its beauty, it holds the potential for powerful future eruptions. Deep in the Chilean desert stands an enormous hand emerging from the sand. This monumental sculpture rises alone in one of the driest places on Earth, creating the impression of a buried giant reaching toward the sky. Perched high in Bolivia sits La Paz, one of the highest capital cities on Earth. Buildings climb steep hillsides surrounded by peaks covered in ice. Newcomers struggle to breathe while locals adapt to life in thin mountain air. Nearby, Laguna Colorada glows with crimson water. Its red color comes from algae and mineral combinations that create a surreal landscape filled with bright pink flamingos feeding on tiny creatures. The entire lake looks like a painting set on the surface of another planet. And long before roads or engines existed, the Inca Empire built a network of stone routes stretching more than 40,000 kilometers across mountains and valleys. Messengers ran these roads day and night, providing communication that rivaled early postal systems without wheels or horses. South America is a continent of extremes: boiling rivers, living volcanoes, deserts that never see rain, forests that flood like oceans, and mountains pushing into the sky. Every corner reveals something scientists are still trying to fully understand. If one thing is certain, it's this: the planet still holds mysteries powerful enough to surprise us, and South America remains one of the wildest places where Earth shows what it is truly capable of.